So this week, The Telegraph have published a hit piece saying Zach Polanski doesn't understand economics. And I've been hit with this so many times by my right-wing opponents on TV and radio debate and discussion shows. Like, oh, you just don't understand economics. So look, first of all, I've got 2 degrees, including a maths degree, and I spent 10 years working in the city, writing research on companies, on economic trends, on financial instruments, research that multi-million pound investments were subsequently based on. So I think probably I understand economics a lot better than most of these people. But if I don't, I'm 100% certain that both I and Zach Polanski are well equipped to understand these things if you explain your point and make clear what argument you're making rather than just dismissing us as not understanding. Secondly, we should acknowledge the fact that what is currently going on economically isn't working. The system is not working correctly. So you can't just go, well, economics doesn't work like that. If so, what does work? What does lift people out of poverty? What does end inequality? What does lead to a world in which everyone can get the food, medicine, healthcare that they need? Like, tell us what works. Don't tell us what doesn't work. But also, it makes no sense because economics is not like a real thing, okay? It's like a made-up subject. Biology, chemistry, physics, that's about what really happens in the world. Economics is about what money does, and we invented money, and we invented the rules around money. So economics is not the study of human behaviour and what money magically does. Economics is the study of how money and the impact of money react to the way that we run economics. We have the power to decide how economics works, as well as to just sit back and go, well, it's working or it's not working. Ultimately, the whole money system is a human invention, and it was not invented to be used in the way that it is now. Originally, we were like, well, I've got these tokens and this will represent, an hour of my work and I can trade it with you for something that I want. And you've been making pots and I've been collecting grain from a field, and now we can trade these between ourselves. And at some point, it becomes easier to have tokens instead of handing over bags of grain every time you go and collect a piece of metal from the blacksmiths. And that system, because we've run it badly and we've not put the right restraints and controls on it and we've not found ways to use it more effectively, now means that there's one bloke who's worth 1 trillion of these tokens, and there are billions of people around the world who earn, a tiny number of these tokens each week and can't afford the basics for their family to live on. Economics is broken. And saying somebody doesn't understand economics because they want to do something that you don't agree with is the biggest cop-out argument there is. And it's about time that we stopped feeling belittled by this and feeling like, oh, maybe there's something I don't understand. There isn't. It's really straightforward. Inequality is growing and we need to take straightforward measures to stop it, like wealth tax, like equalising capital gains and income tax. How can it be that the money you make passively doing nothing because your portfolio is growing is taxed at a lower rate than the money you make by getting up at 6 a.m. and getting on a bus to go to a workplace that makes you feel miserable and exhausts you? That can't be right. And then there's the tax havens, the very idea that we've come up with this notion of taxation of people. We decide how much is fair and we argue about that all the time. But we allow about 1/3 of the world's money to sit offshore and not be taxed in predominantly British protected tax havens. It's absolute garbage. And to say that somebody fighting back against that doesn't understand economics, the reverse is true. We understand economics and we want it done differently. See you next week. Increasingly, the mainstream media is terrible at informing the public of what is really going on. I'm only able to make these videos because people are generous enough to sponsor me making them, and if you're able to be a part of that, I would hugely appreciate it. It can cost as little as $1 a month and you'll get loads of fun bonus content and lots of extras from me and my undying gratitude. I also massively appreciate it if you're able to like, share these videos and let people out there know what's going on.